Dear students, this is Chandrakant Arkeri, Assistant Professor of Commerce, GWC Bilingual, and today in this class we are discussing contract costing. So this contract costing is there for BCom 6th semester and BBA 4th semester students. So for considering the both of the students, I am doing this video on topic of contract costing. So before going to contract costing, we'll see the introduction part. So contract costing is a form of job costing. So here also, when you are taking any contract, so this photos will explain you, it's a self-explanatory. There is a construction of road, there is a construction of building, and there is a construction of overbridge. So looking after this contract is for only a particular job. After completion of the job, the contract will get over. So here the contract costing is a form of job costing. It is employed in business undertakings engaged in building construction, road construction, bridge construction, and other civil engineering works. So after completion of this, so where you will see the building construction, road construction, some other constructions, so you will see there will be a contract costing. Meaning, contract is an written agreement between two parties. So it is a written agreement between two parties. One is contractor and another one is contractee, containing details such as the nature of job. What is the nature of job? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ಜಾಬ್, ಏನು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಜಾಬ್, ಯಾವ ಜಾಬ್ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಈ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಾಬ್, ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಮಿನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ವೆನ್ ದ ಜಾಬ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಕಮಿನ್ಸ್ಡ್, ಯಾವ ಡೇಟಿಗೆ ಅದು ಜಾಬ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅಥವಾ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಡೇಟಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಷನ್, ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್, commencement, time of commencement and completion, total price due, what is the price of the agreement, mode of payment, and so on. Each contract is made for a fixed price known as contract price. So there will be a price for this all activities. So it is a written agreement between the contractor and contractee, containing nature of job, time of commencement and completion, what is the total price due, how the payment should be made. So these all will be involving in the agreement. So whatever the total price of that job will called as a contract price. Definition we'll see. According to CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Account, London, contract costing is that form of specific order costing which applies where the work is undertaken to customer special requirement and each order is of long-term duration. It also called terminal costing as a contract is terminated on its completion. So here in this definition we have to look after work is undertaken by somebody, one person or contractor. And another point, customer special requirement, there should be a special requirement. For example, construction of building, construction of power plant project or power plant or construction of a road. So there should be a special requirement by the customer. Then the period should be a long term duration, not small period. For example, the construction of a long bridge, it will take around 2 years, 3 years. So like that, the duration should be a longer period. So this is the 3 points we have to consider in this definition. One is work is undertaken, then customer special requirement, then long term duration. Next, who are the parties in contract account? ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಈ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಈ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋಣ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಏನು ಈ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಅಂಡರ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಯಾರು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟಿಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟಿಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹೂ is undertaking the job of construction of a building or bridge, that person is called as a contractor. This is the first party in contract account. And another one is contractee. Contractee is the person for whom the contract job is undertaken. Contractee is the person for whom the contract job is undertaken. ಯಾರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಿಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಯಾರು ಅದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರಿಗದು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ, who is investing on that for construction of that building, that person is called as a contractee. So ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು? ಯಾರು ಆ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಕೆಲಸದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಟೂ ಪಾರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಇನ್ contract account, contractor and contractee. In other words, the person who assigned the work to contractor is known as a contractee. ಯಾರು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. Features of contract costing. Contracts are carried out away from the contractor's premises. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಸಹಿತ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಡೋದಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಿಮೈಸಸ್ ಇಂದ ದೂರವಾಗಿರ್ತೈತಿ. ಅದು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಿಮೈಸಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಅಥವಾ ರೋಡ್ ಅನ್ನಾಗಲಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಿಮೈಸಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ may continue for more than one accounting year. So the construction of bridge, construction of building or some other construction activity will be, the accounting period is more than 1 year. So next, subcontractors may be employed. Here there should be a subcontractor. Example is given here: electrical fixing, glasswork, etc. So this job is done by some electricians who are experts in electrically. So for them, the main contractor is giving a subcontractor to them. A separate account is prepared for each contract to ascertain profit or loss on each contract. For example, the contractor may be having two or more contract in that particular period. So for each contract he is maintaining the separate account to know the profit and loss of each contract. Payments by the customers are made at various stages based on engineer certificate for the completed stage. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮುಗಿದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ತನಕ ಕೆಲಸ ಮುಗಿದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ದ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಟು ದ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಸರ್ಟಿಫೈಡ್ engineers who are certifying that this much work is completed in this contract for this particular period. So on that basis the contract is making payment to the contractor. Then there will be a contract ledger, so maintained by the contractor. A contract ledger is maintained in which a separate account is open for each contract undertaken by a contractor. So this is a ledger. This is a ledger account who the contractor has maintained in books of accounts. So here opening the all contract details in that contract ledger. So this is the one of the format you can refer. Next, contract cost. What is the contract costing procedures? There will be a procedure of contract costing that we will study in this slide. So first one, contract account. There should be a contract account. The contractor has to open a contract account. Each contract is given a number and separate account is opened for each contract. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದೊಂದು ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ನ the contractor has to give. First he has to open the contract account. Next, direct cost. All the direct costs are debited to contract account. Direct cost includes, what are the direct costs, which I already explained. So here also I will explain. First one is materials. Whatever materials is used for contract or construction, so that will comes under this direct cost. These are debited to contract accounts. Then labor and supervision, direct expenses, depreciation on plant and machinery, then subcontract cost comes in contract account procedures. Then next, indirect cost. All the indirect costs are debited to the contract account. So this were already explained in the overhead costing or elements of costing, direct costs, direct indirect cost and all. So here also the indirect cost will be debited to contract account. Then transfer of plants or materials. If any plant or materials are transferred from the contract, such items should be credited to the contract account. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Then contract price. If the work is completed, contract price should be credited to contract account. So as I explained in the first slide, there should be a contract price. ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟನ್ನ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್. ಸೊ ವರ್ಕ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಟಿ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಫ್ ದ ವರ್ಕ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟೆಡ್, ವರ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್. ಇಫ್ ದ contract is not completed, if it is in work in progress condition, so that time how much work was completed, that has to be shown in the credit side of contract account. Then material cost. Cost of materials are direct cost debited to the contract account. Then materials on site. If any materials remains in the site after completion of the period, that particular period, at the end of the accounting year, if there is any unused, they are returned to stores and credited to the contract account. If any material is there, so that will be shown in the contract account in credit side. Then materials returned to stores. If after completion of accounting period, if any material is returned back to the store, so that also you have to show in the credit side of contract account. Then materials lost and plant lost. If any plant and materials are destroyed, it is an abnormal loss. Such abnormal losses should be credited to the contract account. So if any loss is there, that you have to show in the credit side of the contract. Cost of labor. Wages paid to all the workers are debited to contract account. Labor cost ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ನ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. Then plant and machinery. There are two different methods of charging depreciation on plant to the contract account. namely contract account is debited with full value of the plant and credited with the depreciation value at the end. So plant ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಡೆಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ನ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆಬಿಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಡೆಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಡೆಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನನ್ನು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ನು ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟು ರಿಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮನಿ. ಈ ರಿಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? Generally, as per the terms of contract, the whole amount shown in the engineer's certificates shall not be paid immediately, but a certain percentage thereof shall be retained for a specified period after the contract is completed. The sum retained is known as a retention money. This is the form of security for any defective work which may be found later on. So for example, I'll tell you. So if building was constructed, so the guarantee was given for 2 years or 3 years, or road construction, so the road will be remain in a good condition for 1 year or 2 years. So for that purpose the retention money will be, if anything happen, that will be recovered from retention money. So the work will be continued. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತೈತಿ. ಯಾವುದು ಎಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಗೆ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಪೂರಾ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಡಿಸ್ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ he may be made some malpractices in the contract. That's why what he will do, he will pay only 8 lakh rupees. 2 lakh rupees after seeing the performance or after the work completed, then he will give full 2 lakh rupees. So whatever that 2 lakh rupees is keeping with him, that is called as an retention money. So how we will calculate the retention of money? Retention of money is equal to value of work certified minus cash received. So this is the formula. So in this cost plus contract, as I explained in the earlier slides, illenagutte, the contract is for long term period, so you will not know how much profit you are getting after the completion of the contract. So for that, every year he is making some addition of the profit to the cost. ಆ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಮ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆ್ಯಡಿಂಗ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಡ್ಯಾಮ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ನು, ಪವರ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸು, ಹೌಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ನು ಅಂತಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಈ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಅಂದರೆ ಸಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಆ್ಯಡೆಡ್ ಟು ದಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್. Then escalation clause. ಈ escalation clause ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, if any changes, as I told, the contract is for more than one accounting year. ಈಗ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ದ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಮೇ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್. ಯು ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅವೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. Material rate is go on increasing or it may get reduced also. So that time the contract price will get changed. So while the making an agreement, there will be a escalation clause. The escalation clause will make the difference, any difference or any increase or decrease in the labor cost or material cost, that will be taken care by the contractee or contractor. So that clause is escalation clause. So this clause is to cover the changes in prices of materials and labor. On account of changes in prices of material and labor, the contractor can increase contract price. The object of this clause is to safeguard the interest of the contractor against unfavorable changes in cost. So every year or every month, for example, I will tell you petrol price. petrol price. So every day the price is go on changing. It may decrease also, it may increase also. So there they have to put the escalation clause. So if it is amount is this much increase, then the contract prices automatically get increase. So like that, for example, road construction. While constructing the road, you require the raw materials like sand, then ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಲ್ಲಿನ ಕಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು, ಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ದೆರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಆ ಟ್ರಕ್ ಓಡಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಸ್ಕಲೇಷನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಥರ ಏರ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಎಸ್ಕಲೇಷನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. There may be a de-escalation clause or reverse clause to provide for any future decrease in price, etc. So that benefit may be passed to the contractee. Rate decrease ಆಗಕತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ನು ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಬೋತ್ ಎಸ್ಕಲೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ de-escalation will be there in the contract agreement. Next, some terms, very important terms used in contract costing. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವಪ್ಪ ಅವು? Contract price, ಇದನ್ನ already I explained, is the price of the contract agreed to be paid by the contractee to the contractor on the completion of the contract. Then advance. So once the contract is signed, so the contractor has to give the some advance amount to the contractor. Contract ವರ್ಕ್ ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟನ್ನು ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟಿಗೆ ಏನಂತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಅರ್ನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮನಿ ಡಿಪಾಸಿಟ್, EMD. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 4-5 ಜನ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸು ಒಂದು ಜಾಬಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಆಲ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಅರ್ನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮನಿ ಡಿಪಾಸಿಟ್, EMD. ವೈ ದಿಸ್ EMD is collected by the contractee is that the all contractor are interested to take this job. They don't want unnecessary people. So they want the serious people who can construct our work, or who can construct the road or house or power plant or dam. The bidders for the contract are required to deposit a specific sum of money with the contractee. The money so deposit is called earnest money deposit. This adjustment towards the contract price or refunded as the case may be. This is practiced in government contract also. So this is in private organization also, where I am working in Grasim Industries also. So you have to take the EMD from the contractors. So who will get the contract, for him you will adjusting in the amount in that total contract price. So you will not getting the contract, you are returning back that earnest money to them. So the basic purpose of this EMD is that who are interested to take the contract. Then subcontract cost. As I explained in the subcontract, it is the cost of subcontract carried out by a subcontractor. This is paid by the contractor to the subcontractor. For example, electrical subcontract is a in-house construction. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಬ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮೇನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರು ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಬ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ that will be taken care by the contractor only. So the subcontract is not related to main contractee. The contractor has main contractor has to look after this subcontraction cost. So in this class we'll study this much only, and in next class we'll look after some other terms used in a contract costing. So thank you students.